Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're not just going to study for an exam. We are going to completely deconstruct the English and reasoning sections to show you the hidden patterns underneath. By the time we're done here, you'll look at a complex piece of text not as some big challenge, but as a puzzle you already know how to solve.
Okay, let's get right into it. We're going to build your skills from the ground up, using what we call our reasoning pyramid. We're going to start at the very bottom with the absolute foundation, words, and what they mean. Then, we'll use those words to build the framework of sentences. After that, we'll look at the blueprint for arguments and logic. And finally, we'll hit the very top, the apex, with elite-level strategy and speed. See, each level locks the one below it in place, creating this totally unshakable foundation for success.
So, first things first, we have to master the absolute building blocks. Now, this is not about memorizing a dictionary, okay? This is about becoming a kind of detective, learning how to figure out a word's meaning from the clues the author has already scattered around for you.
Look, the single most critical time-saving skill you can possibly develop is using context clues. The test is not actually trying to trick you with some obscure vocabulary word. It's more of a game of find the hidden key. The answers are almost always right there in the surrounding text. Knowing where to look, well, that's half the battle right there.
Now, what's really cool is that there are basically four main ways a passage will just give away a word's meaning. It can straight up define it for you, it can restate it with a similar word, it can contrast it with an opposite word, or it can give you a bunch of examples so you can figure it out yourself. Let's see them in action.
And this shows you exactly how it works. For cacophony, they give you the examples of jackhammers and yelling. Boom, you know it's a harsh noise. For gregarious, it's contrasted with a sister who prefers solitude. Well, that tells you it means sociable. Prognosis is literally defined right there in the sentence for you. The actions of a meticulous craftsman, checking every joint, sanding every surface, show you what precision looks like, and recalcitrant is explained by the action of refusing all offers. See? The answers were right there, just hiding in plain sight.
Okay, so let's see how this builds. Synonyms and antonyms, they're way more than just vocabulary words. They are strategic tools that writers use. Synonyms, for example, can dial the intensity up from just being annoyed to being completely irate. Antonyms, on the other hand, create the central conflict in an argument, like whether a new policy will stimulate or stifle growth.
Analogies, well, they take this a whole step further. They're not just about what individual words mean, but about the relationship between them. The best way to think of it is as pattern recognition for ideas. Your job is to spot that hidden logical connection between one pair of words and then find another pair that has the exact same connection.
So here's the absolute key. Always, always identify the relationship first. For fish to school, what's the relationship? A group of fish is called a school. So we need another group of relationship. A group of bees is a swarm. Perfect. For opaque to transparent, the relationship is opposite of. The opposite of complex is simple. Done. And for scissors to cut, the relationship is function. The function of scissors is to cut. The function of a pencil is to draw. If you can nail the relationship, you will nail the question every single time.
All right, so we've got our building blocks, the words. Now let's start assembling them into actual frameworks. You know, understanding how sentences are built is like having the architectural blueprints to a building. It lets you see the main structure so you don't get lost in all the decorative details.
Now listen up, because this is probably the most important concept in this entire section. In any complicated sentence, the main idea, the core message you're looking for, will always be located in the independent clause. That's the part that could stand all by itself as a complete sentence. Everything else, it's just supporting detail or background noise.
Let's put that to work right now. In that first complex sentence, forget all the fluff. The main point is that its results were inconclusive. That's it. In the second one, we have two main points, the researcher presented and the committee asked. It's a compound sentence. The third one's simple, the theory revolutionized. And in that last one, we have two core actions. We must administer and we should consult. See how just isolating the independent clause cuts right to the core message every time? It's like finding the load-bearing walls of the sentence.
Okay, we're moving up the pyramid. Now that we can handle words and sentences, it's time to get to the real heart of verbal reasoning, taking an author's argument apart to see exactly how it works and, more importantly, where it breaks down. It's kind of like being a mechanic for arguments. You're looking for that one faulty part.
Every single argument you will ever face on this exam is built like this. It has a premise, that's the evidence. It has a conclusion, that's the point the author is trying to prove. But the most important piece is the one you can't see, the assumption.
It's the hidden, unstated belief that links the evidence to the conclusion. Think of it like the invisible glue holding the whole thing together.
And finding that assumption, well, that's the key to cracking most of these critical reasoning questions. But how in the world are you supposed to find something that isn't even written down on the page? Turns out there's a trick.
You use something called the negation test. See, a true assumption is absolutely essential for the argument's logic to work. So, if you take a potential assumption from the answer choices and you flip it, you make it untrue, and the whole argument suddenly collapses into a pile of nonsense, you found your answer. It's the argument's Achilles heel.
Now, to spot arguments that are already broken, you need to know the common tricks that people use. So, welcome to the rogues gallery of logical fallacies. Getting to know these is like having a superpower. You'll be able to spot a flawed argument from a mile away. Let's put this all together with this library passage. For question 1, the task is to find the main point. The passage isn't just about costs, it's about the entire debate between the two sides. That's why C is right. For question 2, we need the opponent's assumption. Okay, let's use our negation test. They claim costs will hurt the book budget. Let's negate B. What if the money came from a new grant? Well, then their argument completely falls apart, so B has to be the assumption. And finally, to weaken the proponent's case, we attack their evidence, the survey. If that survey was biased, like B says, their whole case is undermined. It's a house of cards, and we just pulled out the bottom one.
We've made it. We are at the top of the pyramid. You have the skills, but skills without speed are basically useless under pressure. This is where we combine everything we've just learned into a systematic protocol, a machine of pure efficiency designed to beat that clock. It's like going from a manual assembly line to a fully automated factory.
This right here, this is your protocol. For every single passage, you follow these 6 steps, in order, every single time. And I really want you to pay special attention to step 4, the prephrase. Predicting what the answer should look like before you even see the options, that is what separates good performance from elite performance. It's like having a map before you enter the maze. It protects you from all those tempting, cleverly worded wrong answers.
So here's the crucial point. With this pyramid of skills and this 6-step protocol, you are no longer just a passive reader who absorbs words. You are now an active interrogator of the text. You are equipped to find its secrets, to find its assumptions, to find its flaws, and to find its core message. The text is no longer a mystery, it's a conversation. And now, you're fluent. So what will you go out and discover?